Hi, this is Dr. Geneva, and I just want to say hello and welcome everyone. You know, I've been having these fabulous conversations, awesome discussions with women who are vibrant. They are full of energy, they're out there doing their thing, and I want to discover their secrets. I want to find out what their strategies are for looking good, feeling good, and doing good, because that's what I believe makes up a vibrant woman. And I think you can be vibrant at any age, but particularly for my sisters out there who are 50 plus, I think us being vibrant makes a world of difference, because we are the ones, I think, who are the influencers and who can continue, if we continue to do our stuff right, we can continue to influence the world. So I want to continue to myself stay vibrant. I want to share tips and strategies with others. And guess what? Today I have someone who I think is just so vibrant. And she's joining us, Randi Myles. I'm sure those of you who are Detroiters know her, recognize her. She's the Midday Host and Program Director of the Detroit Praise Network. And so just to say, hey, Randi, how are you?
I am good, Dr. Geneva. How are you?
I'm terrific. I'm terrific. Thanks so much. And you're coming to us from the Praise Network.
Absolutely. This is where I am Monday through Friday.
Oh, right. And you're in studio, as they say.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, for those few who don't know about you and your background, just tell us a little bit about the Randi Myles story.
Well, Randi Myles is a Detroit Inkster native. I grew up in the area. I've been blessed enough to work right here in the city that I was born and raised in. My entire career, not to say that I didn't want to go other places and be other places, but God saw fit that I stayed right where I needed to be. I am the oldest of 4 kids, and then extended family makes it about 6, 7, 8, 9 of us. I kind of lost count, but I'm also a caregiver of my parents, grandchildren, children, and just one of those people who just won't let things stop me.
And you described that situation that I know many of us are in. That is, we have grandchildren, children, and the children may be on their way out of the house, or we may be soon to be empty nesters, who knows, but we've got children. And we also have parents, or a parent who's aging. And then we still have a career, or want to still have a career. How do you do it?
Yeah, gosh. It's called scheduling. I wake up in the morning with already knowing what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do the night before so that I can balance it out. Now, I also leave room for error because, you know, things happen and you want to be able to move things around if you need to. But for me, it's getting up in the morning, getting myself centered, taking the granddaughter to school, going to work, picking the granddaughter up, going to my parents in the evening. I'm a caregiver. My mom is almost 80 and she has Alzheimer's. And my dad just recently, he's 79, and he recently fell and fractured his hip. So in the evenings, I go with my granddaughter, homework over here, parents over there, and my sister and I work, with my parents. On the weekends, I try to spend as much time with them on the weekends so that my sister can get a break. So, and we help each other out. I have brother in the picture as well, but we're all doing the same thing. We're making sure that our parents are okay and our kids are okay. and that we're working.
Yes, yes. And again, that's, that situation is real. And one of the things I heard you say as you described the routine is that you have a routine.
Absolutely.
Do you find that having routines helps in terms of not only the things you have to do on your list, but also in terms of self-care?
Yeah, because what happens if I waver from the routine or the schedule, I can fall behind very quickly, or I just get overwhelmed. And that's what you don't want from me, is to be overwhelmed. So the routine keeps everybody focused, from the young to the old. If I'm there in the evening, even though my mom has Alzheimer's and my dad has a fractured hip, which is healed pretty well, by the way, but they know that at about 6 o'clock, here comes the oldest, and we're going to take care of this situation. Or, so the routine helps to keep me grounded. And then I know that in the evening, I can do the things that I want to do, whether it is walking, whether it's coloring, because I'm big into the adult coloring books these days. That really helps me a lot. Listening to my favorite books. I don't have time really to read, but if I can multitask, listening to my favorite books, or even just, taking a long shower or bath, that fits into my schedule.
Yeah, and it's important to build that in, being very intentional about building that self-care in, because sometimes we tend to think of about self-care as a luxury, and it shouldn't be. It should be part of a daily maintenance kind of thing we do. But I love the idea about the coloring books. Say a little bit. So adult coloring book, tell me about that.
Okay, so I actually had like physical books for a long time, and I used to do this when I was in college. A lot of people don't even know I had this book stuck in a coloring book, stuck in a folder, and I would take crayons to lectures so that I could listen to the lectures and like color. And fast forward, so many years ahead, there are now books out there with crayons and pencils that you can actually color, and it just relieves a lot of stress. You take your mind off. You want to blend. So now there are apps that you can get on your phone which do the same thing. Yeah, it's a little easier. You don't have to worry about getting outside of the lines and all that kind of stuff. I like the tediousness of doing that in a book, but the apps are also a social network for people. So you could go to this app or two. There's a couple of them that I use. They're a social network full of people who do the same thing, and you kind of compete with different different scenarios, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I love to color. Yeah, I love to. And to be able to color as an adult and nobody telling me stay within the lines is even better.
I know. So yeah, that's one of my, daily things to do.
Okay.
You can get them. Some of them have nice ambient music that you can listen to while you're coloring. I choose not to do that. I choose to be in my own head.
Okay. All right.
I'm coloring. But that's one of my things I like to do, and I like to walk as well.
Oh, that's great. So coloring, walking, I just want all of our viewers, listeners to hear. Those are some just really fabulous tips.
Right. And once a month, I do get a massage.
Okay. And you build it in as part of a normal, regular thing, right?
Absolutely. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, which, people say that, well, you don't see it, you don't feel it, but people don't understand that autoimmune, you can't see. So I don't look like what I'm going through sometimes. But I like to be able to get that monthly massage or reflexology.
Okay.
Because that is
on your feet? Do you get that on your feet? Yes. Oh, that isn't that wonderful?
It's the truth. It is the truth.
Yes. So the reflexology, the coloring book, the walking, the massage, those self-care things that you put into a routine
Okay,
really
and
make a
one
difference.
more thing. Yeah, one more thing, Dr. Geneva, which is really important to me is therapy.
Mm,
I have a therapist.
yes. Okay. You
And
do.
and I know that Black women, Black people, people of color still kind of shy away, but I think that it should be a normal thing
Mm,
for you to walk into a therapist, go online with a therapist, call a therapist, to be able to express those things that you can't normally say
mhm.
to your loved ones or just out loud. Those things need to come out. If they don't, then you're in trouble. You can virtually melt down.
Yes. You know, I got a therapist too. You know, I went for my first time, you know, about 3 years or so ago after I lost my mom, my husband, and my dad, all within a very less than 2 years. And
Yeah,
you know, taking care of them and all of that.
yeah.
It was, you know, but I mean, we all have, you know, we all got stuff we bear, you know.
Everybody, yeah.
Uh, it was a tough, tough time. And one of my friends who had lost her husband as well suggested it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. Hey, that therapist was one of the things that saved my life. And the
Yes.
thing about it was, not only did she help me, because I had a female therapist,
Hmm.
not only did she help me through that particular period, but I still continue to call, to go when I need to,
Yeah.
sort of like refreshers, or like you say, someone you can go to that you can just let it all hang out.
Yep. Yep.
You
Yeah.
don't have to, you know. And I talked to, do you know Dr. Michelle Leno?
Yeah, that name sounds real familiar to me.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
amazing. I talked to her about this. I did a podcast with her, but she said the same thing that you did, that as Black people, often we shy away from therapists or mental health people when we shouldn't be, because we got a lot of stuff that we carry that we probably need to be talking to somebody about.
Right. 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 I think that, you know, I've been going off and on for it for years.
Okay.
And then last year, almost a year ago, I lost everything in a fire. And I started, yeah, it was hard, and it's almost a year to the date, but it was really, really tough
Mm-hmm.
when I started developing panic attacks. And I didn't know. I mean, I knew that I was stressed, but I didn't realize PTSD doesn't necessarily mean that you're on a battlefield. You know, you can have PTSD even after something as horrific as the fire. That, you know, I wasn't home, my son was home, he was able to escape the fire. I lost my dogs in the fire though.
Oh, right.
So all of that
Yes.
all of that was just causing all kinds of stuff that goes on. So I redeveloped a relationship with a different therapist,
Mm-hmm.
and she got me through the real roughest parts. But you know, I revisit because I feel like it's important, especially as I get closer to the anniversary of the fire, you know. So for me, I got to keep moving. And
Mm-hmm.
how do I keep moving? I have to have people in place to help me.
Yeah, you know, you just, I mean, you just, again, I knew I was talking to one of the right people about vibrancy, about how you just keep moving. And sometimes I feel that, you know, the uncertainty
Mhm.
can paralyze us
Yeah,
or cause us to be stagnant. But if we got to keep moving. And sometimes I feel when we're uncertain or unsure, that that's okay.
yeah, oh, for sure.
You know, that at least it you know, we're feeling something, but we've got to keep moving.
Yeah. Yeah. There
Yeah.
have been days, I'm not gonna fib with you,
Mhm.
but there have been days that I just want to curl up and let me just sleep this off.
Mhm.
But the reality of it is if I did that, how much can I get accomplished?
Yes.
So I have to find strategies.
So,
Uh,
what are some of those strategies, Randy? Of course, you've shared with
yeah.
us the self-care, the therapist, the massage, the routines about the self-care. What are the strategies to keep moving with your next chapter?
As I am approaching my next chapter, it is all about making sure that the adult children in my life are self-sufficient,
Uh-huh. Okay.
so that they can go on their way. I'm ready for an empty nest.
Yes. Okay.
I see my friends on social media. I miss my son. I miss my
Yeah.
daughter. I can't wait till they come home. I'm like, I can't wait to miss my son.
Right. With love, though.
What's love?
Love, but you can't. I know what you mean.
So I mean, that's one thing.
Yes.
But for me, the most important part is my faith,
Okay.
uh, prayer,
Mhm.
listening to sermons or going to gospel concerts.
Mhm.
Even though I'm bombarded with gospel music on my show and I listen to it, it is part of me.
Mhm.
So if it were not for a particular song
Mhm.
or a particular sermon,
Yes.
I don't know where I'd be.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
So prayer,
Mm.
music, fellowship,
Okay.
just reading my Bible. A
Mhm.
scripture will pop up in my head and I got to look it up.
Mhm.
A song will play in my head and I got to play it.
Yes.
It's just in me to be able to worship that way. And that's important.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, Brandy, that having that faith is so important. Now tell me, so I think I mentioned to you that I put together this Vibrant Life Blueprint.
Mhm.
And I share with folk, it's an online course, video based. I did a series of videos, and anyone who's interested in it can go to my website, drgenevaspeaks.com. They can go to the Vibrant Life Blueprint, they'll connect with it. But one of the things that I talk about is what it means to have a vibrant life.
Mm.
So for me, I define it, and I believe that a vibrant life or how you define it is unique for everyone. Everyone has their
Right.
own view or definition. For me, it's about the strategies that help you look good, feel good, and do good.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly in your community, that last part, the do good. What's a vibrant life mean to you? How would you define it, Randy?
Gosh, um, it's not necessarily endless energy, although having that energy to get through the things that you do is important. So I would say for me is to be able to um, touch someone positively every single day.
Mm,
It doesn't matter, I have a big platform for the radio station. I
yes.
get that, but that human one-on-one
Huh? Okay.
gives me vibrancy because you can see them change. You can see them light up.
Yes.
Um, you smile at them, they smile back. I've had many people, I can walk into a store. There's a store that I go to quite a bit in my neighborhood. And when I moved in, I went in, I was like, okay, I'll be here a lot. You'll see me.
Yes.
So, I'm in your neighborhood. The guy the other day just told me, he's like, as long as you come in here and smile, everything will be okay.
Oh, wow. Yes.
So you have to be able to reach out and touch people positively every day. So that helps me. Also, being around artists who are young and doing what they're doing. I grew up listening to everything from Motown to hip hop. There are a lot of artists out here that are young, can be my kids. They all call me Auntie Randi, but they could be my kids.
Yeah.
And I love having them to come to the studio and share their work, because they're out there doing the things that, we were doing a long time ago, and they need an opportunity.
Yes.
Heard.
Yes.
So that makes me excited. That gives me life when I can reach out to a younger artist, go to their recording session. I feel honored when I have a young person say, "Can you host this for me?" I'm like, out of all the people, you want me to do this for you. And I love doing that. That kind of thing brings life into my life when I can help a younger person who's doing what I'm doing, and grooming people to be on the air. Gosh, I don't necessarily need to do this my whole life, but
I love it. I mean, I just love it because, what you're saying is that it's legacy. It's helping others come through. That gives you joy and vibrancy. That is, and Auntie Randi. That's good. That's good for all of us. That's good for everyone, that you're sharing your professionalism, your experience, your, just sharing all that you have to help someone else, to help, to have that legacy. And that's what makes you vibrant. I love it. Well, our time has just gone. I could just talk to you all day, but our time has flitted away. Thank you so much, Randi Myles, program host and director, Midday Host and program director of the Detroit Praise Network. Did I get that? Is that right?
You got it exactly right.
Good. I love you. I love your energy. Thank you so much.
I appreciate the time. God bless you.
Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us. You see, don't I bring you just such fabulous, vibrant women who you learn a lot from? We learned from Randi about the importance of self-care and having a routine, a regimen, something that you build in all the time. We learned about coloring books and how a therapist can really help you out. And then the importance of legacy, about how you in fact can, by giving to others and opening up doors, you yourself can be vibrant. Didn't we learn a lot? This is Dr. Geneva. Visit me at drgenevaspeaks.com.